Have you ever wanted to play some video games, but nothing seems to be doing it? Modern games don't invoke that same feeling, and the old classics also fail to inspire. Well, if you can relate, know that I've been there too. Quite often, unfortunately. And it got me thinking, a sad thought I don't want to believe, but do I even enjoy video games anymore? And I mean truly enjoy them, for their own sake. I still play video games. I play Guild Wars 2 every day. But how much of that is just habit? Skinner box type mind tricks to keep me in the game. If I wasn't already 10 years invested, would I still play? Why do more modern games seem so uninteresting to me? With these questions in mind, I decided there was only one course of action: to go back to the start, to replay all the big key games that left an impression on me, starting as far back as I can remember, and working my way to modern day to see if I can reignite my love of video games. I've dubbed this exercise Chasing Nostalgia.
Simply mind-blowing. Best looking video game, period. Spectacular. The best game out there. 100, 100, 100. A+. A step up from the rest. A classic. You can stop rubbing your eyes. As good as the hype. The best graphics ever on the Whoa.
The year is 1994. The 16-bit war between Nintendo and Sega is in full swing. Not only did both companies battle it out with their systems, but even their flagship mascots, Mario and Sonic, were also both side-scrolling platformers, strengthening the comparison. At this time, Nintendo was looking for a way to stack the deck in their favor, and they found that with a company called Rare. Rare had an interesting idea to take fully rendered 3D models and shrink them down into sprites that would run on the Super Nintendo. Nintendo themselves were impressed with the technology, and as such granted them access to the Donkey Kong IP to create this game. And this game has had lots of advertising pushed behind it. It even had a promotional VHS called Donkey Kong Exposed. I remember watching it, but I have no idea how we got it. I only really remember it because the idea of a VHS talking about a real video game seems so mind-blowing to me as a kid. It's also extremely 90s. It's a perfect time capsule. Here, take a look.
I think a lot of people are going to be surprised at the kind of game that Donkey Kong Country is.
Yeah, crazy, right? The entire video is only 13 minutes long and can be found on YouTube, so if you want more of that 90s nostalgia, give it a watch. But anyway, my point being is that the game had a huge budget, and the series was popular enough to even have a fully animated show made around it. Banana Slamma indeed. With all that said, I was truly hyped to play this game. It looked amazing. But how did it play? Was it any fun? How about nowadays? Still fun? Well, enough monkeying around. Did I really put that in the script? Let's get into it. The game starts with the Rare logo and this little fanfare. I usually don't mention developer logo screens, but something about this Rare one is memorable. Like they knew they had something here, so they get a fancy musical fanfare. We then see this old Kong playing music from an old phonograph, standing on construction girders. This is a reference to the old classic Donkey Kong arcade game. That game really cemented Nintendo in the gaming sphere. Anyway, all of a sudden a boombox drops down on him and we get this new Donkey Kong. He's strong, cool, and 90s as hell. Out with the old and in with the new. Then we get the title screen and the game starts. You get a quick view of the entire island and then you start in the first world, Congo Jungle. You blast out of the treehouse and you can start playing. Right off the bat, few things I absolutely love. You can get a bit of context for the story by going into the cave under your house. You'll see the banana horde sign, but no bananas, and a sad Donkey Kong, and the music cue to really emphasize how not cool this is. Doesn't that make you want to get some bananas? Hell, I started eating one just as I was typing this. The other thing I really like is that you can climb back into your house and get an easy extra life. Always found that to be fun. And from here, the game truly begins. You get to hear this amazing musical track as you head out to an adventure. The first world really puts in all the effort to really suck you in, and you get tons of different level effects and settings with different musical tracks. One of the absolute best songs in the game is the underwater track, Aquatic Ambience. Like, holy crap, it gives me an eargasm, it's so good. The music in Rare games will continue to be amazing, as most of that is from the great David Wise. I'll talk more about the great music of David Wise in a future video, but for now, know that the music in Donkey Kong Country is amazing and add tons to the game. Maybe that's why the TV show had a musical segment in every episode.
Look at me, I can dance so gracefully. Gotta have some rhythm just to make the scene.
What the hell did I just see? So the boss fights in Donkey Kong Country are just big versions of normal enemies that we come across. They're pretty simple, but I like that we can see all the bananas they stole from us. So you bop them on the head a few times, or throw a barrel on their head, and down they go. I must say, I do enjoy the little victory dances Donkey Kong and Diddy do. They actually have a bunch of little animations when they fail a minigame or when they get killed. It adds a lot of charm. Just don't die too much, or you get the game over screen. This was super unsettling to me as a child. The 3D renders of Donkey Kong and Diddy all beat up and bruised with this sad, gloomy music really got to me as a kid. It's one of those early game memories where something made me feel uneasy. Luckily, Donkey Kong Country has a code you can input to start off with 50 lives. On the File Select menu, you highlight Erase Game, then put the code BARRAL, and the game will start with 50 lives. Pretty cool. The era of hidden cheat codes was truly something special. And you know what else is special? The feeling I get inside my heart when you like, comment, and subscribe. So if you haven't done that yet, please do. I really need that next dopamine hit. Thanks. Anyhow, you continue through the game. You get a variety of different levels, like the treetop levels, which remind me of the Ewok villages in Star Wars. You have old forgotten temples, poison-polluted ponds, and these amazing minecart levels. These auto-ride levels are a fan favorite, and some form of them exists in almost every single Donkey Kong Country game. As you continue along, you can check in with the rest of the Kongs. You have Cranky Kong, of course, but you also have Funky Kong, who definitely smokes weed. He'll transport you to different worlds you've already finished. And then there's also Candy Kong. She acts as the save point function of the game, and is Donkey Kong's love interest.
I'd shower you with coconut cream pies.
No. Donkey Kong has the fuck me eyes. What the shit is this show on? Eventually you hit the ice world, and it's my least favorite. I really hate ice gimmicks and poor visibility. It adds to the atmosphere, but it makes playing a pain. Also, the way the camera is in these levels, I really feel a bit cheated at times. Like the game is not playing fair. I know the game well enough now not to have a big issue with it, but younger gamers or people new to Donkey Kong Country might have a bad time. Though something I do like is, as you get closer and closer to the final level, Captain K. Rool's pirate ship moves closer and closer on the map screen. Just a small thing, but I really like it. And eventually you finally get to the big man himself. And he has this amazing boss theme that's just top tier, dude. It's the song they use to represent him in Smash. Gangplank Galleon. Dude, it's so sick. Now, what type of music does Captain K. Rool have in the show?
With this book of spells, I will unleash an ancient power. I can cause disaster, bring down mountains, or make flowers.
Damn it, never mind. Sorry I asked. The fight can be pretty stressful until you figure out the pattern, but dodge the cannonballs and his crown toss, and it's not too bad. But then the game does this fourth wall break. This actually got me when I was a dumb 5-year-old kid. The credits start, but something seems amiss. Wrong, even. Then the words, "The end?" appear, and what's this? Captain K. Rool jumps alive, and then he wrecks your shit. It was here when the child me learned, to never trust anything ever again. Yes, the mental issues started at a young age. I turned out fine. Well, bop him a few more times and then you'll finally beat him. And with that, the game is done. We get the amazing thing that some games do, where we at the credits we get to see all the different enemy names and stuff. Here in Donkey Kong Country you even get to see their animations too, not just still images like in Super Mario. But with that, the game ends. A very simple, fun romp. And a great first installment. The foundations made here would carry forward in the next game Rare made, but we won't get into that for a short bit. It's been fun looking back at some of my earliest gaming experiences. As you can see, I grew up with a lot of Mario-style platforming games. I was only about 5 during most of these gaming sessions, and the idea that something other than a Nintendo was something my brain couldn't fathom. But I would soon learn about a certain blue hedgehog and Nintendo's biggest rival at the time. My gaming world was about to expand majorly, and fast. But that's for the next episode. Till then, I have more nostalgia to chase. Eat your bananas. They're a good source of potassium. Stay safe, and I'll see you next time. Peace.